Good day everyone! Ngayong araw na ito ay tuturuan ko kayo how to simplify trigonometric equations. Let's start with this first example. Sin x plus square root of 2 equals negative sin x. So the first thing that we're going to do, pagsasamahin natin lahat ng mga may x at saka lahat ng walang x sa kabilang side. So sin x, so magkakaroon tayo, therefore yung negative sin x po natin ay lilipat natin sa kabila, while yung square root of 2 ay lilipat po natin sa kabila. So mag-bring down square sin x. Yung negative sin x natin na nilipat natin sa kabila ay magiging positive sin x. So plus sin x equals square root of 2 ililipat sa kabila, positive magiging negative square root of 2. Sin x plus sin x can be simplified. Pwede siyang maging 2 sin x equals negative square root of 2. Maaari na ngayon nating i-divide both sides by 2. So magkakaroon ngayon tayo ng pwede nating i-cancel yung 2. Magkakaroon tayo ng sin x is equal to negative square root of 2 over 2. So thus it implies that we're looking for x is equal to arc sine of negative square root of 2 over 2. So iisipin ngayon natin ano yung value or degree measure ng sine na magkakaroon ng negative square root of 2 over 2 na value. Una, saan ba nagne-negative si sine? Sa quadrant 3 at saka sa quadrant 4. Pangalawa, sa anong degree measure nagkakaroon ng square root of 2 over 2 si sine? Ito ay sa 45 degrees. Ngayon, ano ang angle measure na may reference angle na 45 degrees sa quadrant 3? At yun ay ang 225 degrees. Sa quadrant 4 naman, ang angle measure na may 45 degrees na reference angle ay 315 degrees. Ngayon, kailangan natin i-transform ang 225 degrees sa radian measure. So, we need to multiply this by pi over 180. And thus, the answer is 5 pi over 4. While dito naman po sa 315 degrees, pag tinransform natin ito sa radian measure, it is 7 pi over 4. Ngayon, dahil wala tayong restriction, ibig sabihin, we need to have plus 2 pi k, where k is an element of z. So dito rin po, lalagyan natin ng plus 2 pi k, where k is an element of c. So therefore, our final answer will be 5 pi over 4 plus 2 pi k, where k is an element of z. And the other one is 7 pi over 4 plus 2 pi k, where k is an element of z. Let's try another example. Cos x plus 1 equals 0. So dahil walang x, itong 1 ililipat natin sa kabila. So bring down 2 cos x. And then since positive to, ililipat sa kabila, magiging negative 1. I-divide natin both sides by 2. So makakancel natin yung 2, magkakaroon tayo ng cos x is equal to negative 1 over 2. So thus, we're looking for x is equal to arc cos of negative 1 over 2. Una, saan ba nagiging negative si cosine? Ito ay sa quadrant 2 at sa quadrant 3. Ano ngayon ang degree measure ni cosine na nagkakaroon ng exact value na 1 over 2? At ito ay 60 degrees. So ngayon, alamin natin ano ang angle measure na may reference angle na 60 degrees kay quadrant 2. Ito ay 120 degrees. Sa quadrant 3 naman, ang angle measure na may reference angle na 60 degrees ay 240 degrees. We need to transform this by radian measure. So we need to multiply by pi over 180. And the result is 2 pi over 3. Dito naman po sa kabila, this is 4 pi over 3. Since wala po tayong restriction, therefore, our final answer will be x is equal to 2 pi over 3 plus 2 pi k, where k is an element of z, at saka po 4 pi over 3 plus 2 pi k, where k is an element of z. Okay, let's try another example. Here, find all the solutions of the equation in the interval 0 to 2 pi. So, dito po meron tayong restriction. So, 0 to 2 pi lang po ang dapat na value na In between 0 to 2 pi po siya. So, tingnan ngayon po natin kung ano magiging value. Kapag ito ang ating given, iba-factor muna po natin siya. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 2 cos x quantity cos x. So, the factored form of 2 cos squared x is 2 cos x and cos x. The only factor of 1 is 1 and 1. Now, let's apply the rule of sign. Since positive ito and negative po yun dito sa middle term, it will be both negative. And then equals to 0. After natin siyang ma-factor, we're going to have 2 cos x minus 1 equals to 0 and cos x minus 1 equals to 0. After that, we're going to transpose negative 1. It will be positive 1. So it will be 2 cos x is equal to 1. And then dividing both sides by 2, it will be cos x is equal to 1 over 2. So therefore, the value that we are looking for is x is equal to arc cos 1 over 2. For this one, transpose negative 1, it will be cos x is equal to 1. So therefore, we're looking for x is equal to arc cos of 1. Now, let's start with arc cos 1 over 2. Kailan ba nagiging positive ang value ni cosine? Ito ay sa quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Kailan nagiging 1 over 2 ang value ni cosine? Ito ay kapag merong 60 degrees na degree measure. So, therefore, it is 60 degrees. At ano ngayon ang angle measure sa quadrant 4 na may 60 degrees na reference angle? At ito ay 300 degrees. So, we need to transform this into radian measure by multiplying both by pi over 180. And this will result to pi over 3. And the other one will result to pi over 3. For this one, hindi na po natin ngayon lalagyan ng plus 2 pi k. Bakit po? Kasi may restriction tayo. Ibig sabihin, in between to 0 to 2 pi lang. Unlike yung kanina, nagkaroon tayo ng plus 2 pi k kasi po kahit po umikot po siya, ibig sabihin, kinukuha natin yung mga same terminal sa niya or yung mga coterminal angles po niya. So for this one naman, x is equal to arc cos 1. So, kailan ba nagiging 1 ang value kapag anong degree measure ng cosine na nag-i-equal sa exact value na 1? At ito ay 0. So, pwede tayo magkaroon ng 0 and 360. Kaya lang, dahil parenthesis yung nandito, ibig sabihin not included si 2 pi. And 360 is equal to 2 pi. Therefore, 360 is not in solution for this equation. So, therefore, meron ngayon tayong x is equal to 0, pi over 3, and 5 pi over 3. So, therefore, our final answer is x is equal to 0, pi over 3, and 5 pi over 3. Let's try another example. Find all the solutions of the equation in the interval 0 to pi. So now, the first thing that we're going to do is let's transpose negative 1 to the other side. It will be 3 tan squared x is equal to 1. Now, let's divide both sides by 3. So, it will be tan squared x is equal to 1/3. So, since may squared po dito, we're going to get the square root of both sides. So, it will be tan x is equal to square root of 1 is 1 over square root of 3. So, let's rationalize by multiplying square root of 3 to both numerator and denominator. So, therefore, tan x is equal to square root of 3 over 3. So, therefore, we're looking for x is equal to arctan of square root of 3 over 3. Now, ano po ang value or degree measure ni tangent na nagkakaroon ng square root of 3 over 3 na value? At ito po ay x is equal to, okay, that is 60 degrees. And, pwede rin po siya sa 240 degrees. Kaya lang, 240 degrees is greater than pi. Pi is equal to 180. So, therefore, 240 is not the solution for this equation. So, our answer is 60 degrees. So, we need to transform this into radian measure by multiplying pi over 180, and that's equal to pi over 3. So, Our final answer is x is equal to pi over 3. Let's try another example. Find all the solutions of the equation in the interval 0 to 2 pi. So we have 2 sine squared x minus sine x minus 1 equals to 0. So let's start factoring this one. So we have 2 sine x and we have sine x. Since it is negative 1, it will be 1 for this one and 1, and then negative for this one and positive for this one, equals to 0. Now, after that, we're going to have 2 sine x plus 1 equals to 0, and sine x minus 1 equals to 0. After that, we're going to transpose 1 to the other side. It will be 2 sine x is equal to negative 1. Dividing both sides by 2, it will be sine x is equal to negative 1 over 2. So x is equal to arc sine negative 1 over 2. For this one, we need to transpose negative 1. We have sine x is equal to 1. So x is equal to arc sine 1. So please take note of this. Kung wala po talagang halimbawa po naging arc sine equals 2/3 po ito. So that will be the final answer. Kasi po, wala naman po degree measure si sine na magkakaroon ng exact value na 2/3. So, for this example naman po, merong degree measure si sine na magkakaroon ng exact value na negative 1 over 2. So, let's start. So, kailan ba nagne-negative si sine? Sa quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. Ngayon, ano po ang degree measure na nagkakaroon ng 1 over 2 kay sine? And that's 30 degrees. So, sa quadrant 3, ano po ang degree measure na may reference angle na 30? And that is 210 degrees. Sa quadrant 4 naman, that's 330 degrees. By transforming this into radian measure, we need to multiply both by pi over 180. So therefore, the answer is 7 pi over 6, and the other one will be 11 pi over 6. So, hindi na tayo maglalagay ng plus 2 pi k kasi hindi na natin hinahanap yung mga coterminal angle niya, dahil may restriction naman po tayo from 0 to 2 pi. Tandaan po, kapag sine, cosine, secant, and cosecant, at wala pong restriction, ibig sabihin, nag-a-add tayo ng 2 pi k per k is an element of z. Pero kung ito po ay tangent, ang i-add lang po natin is pi k per k is an element of z. Okay, so back na po tayo sa ating solution or sa ating problem. So for sine x is equal to 1, we have x equals arc sine 1. Anong degree measure ang ni sine na nagkakaroon ng exact value na 1? And that is x is equal to, x is equal to 90 degrees. So we need to multiply this by pi over 180, and that's equal to pi over 2. So meron tayong mga solution. Ito ay pi over 2, 7 pi over 6, and 11 pi over 6. So therefore, our x is equal to, let's rewrite pi over 2, 7 pi over 6, and 11 pi over 6. So that is our final answer. That's all. Thank you and happy math learning. Please don't forget to subscribe on our channel para po updated kayo sa aming math video tutorials. Thank you.